Nigeria, you may or may not know the band Styx. But let's welcome to the program one of the original members of Styx, James Young. James, how are you?
Good, Randy. How about you?
Not too bad. We met many years ago at a Super Bowl in Miami, and I know that we're going to talk about Styx coming to Orlando and coming to Melbourne and coming to Fort Myers, but I want to talk a little football with you, and we were talking, to the guys about it. Have you been back to a Super Bowl since we ran across each other in Miami?
Actually, we have not been back. I mean, of course, I'm a huge NFL fan, and live and die with the Chicago Bears. This was where I grew up, and mostly dying these days. But what are you going to do?
What do you think they're going to do up there? Somehow Houston enabled Chicago to get the number one pick. There's rumblings. I think it's more trade-wise that they're going to trade that pick. What would you like them to see with the number one pick?
Oh, you know what? I've given up trying to micromanage them from afar, and I don't know. Eventually the Bears will come back and repeat what they did with the 85, the William the Refrigerator Perry, Jim McMahon, and the funky QB and all that good stuff, Walter Payton, the mighty Bears defense. But that I don't foresee in the next 5 years.
Do you foresee another Chicago Bear team coming out with another Super Bowl shuffle?
Well, I guess I would not be completely surprised, but I mean that was kind of a thing for its moment, and it worked, and it kind of helped the swagger factor back then, and we all loved it. So I'd like to see it, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Not only do I still have my copy of the Super Bowl Shuffle, my dad, who I love to death, said, get everything in beta. So I have the Super Bowl Shuffle in beta that I can't ever watch again.
Well, you have to find a way to digitize that, and then you'll be set for eternity.
I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
So it's Caleb Benenoch here. I got two questions for you. I was born in the 90s, right? You guys have been popular since before I was even born, right? How have you adjusted to music changing, right? And rock and hip hop and all these things becoming popular. And again, I grew up in Texas. I listen to rock, I listen to country, I listen to everything. Heard you guys' music. How have you adjusted to music changing over the years, right? As far as adjusting to your fans who came to when you were, popular, and now, how have you adjusted to those things?
Well, I mean, honestly, I mean, one of my favorite bands of all time, and we opened a bunch of shows for Billy Gibbons and Dusty Hill and Frank Beard, ZZ Top, that little old band from Texas. That band chokes me up how great they were for a three-piece band, and we opened for them so many times. I got a chance to stand there and listen to them play, and they took over, and nobody wants them to change, and I don't think anybody wants Styx to change either. I mean, we had our little techno thing with Mr. Roboto, which actually is our biggest selling single ever, but I mean, it's a song that didn't really sound like it belonged to our band, but it came out and it was successful, and people still want to hear it, so we play it live. But it's the essence of the band is really the Grand Illusion album, which sold 7 million copies back in 1977, and my song on that was Miss America. It's just kind of a badass, straight ahead thing with the big Styx choruses and synthesizers and Hammond organs, and great playing between myself and Tommy Shaw on the electric guitar, and so I don't see I don't see a reason to try and make ourselves contemporary, because I mean when we play now, people want to hear those old songs that the baby boom is still buying concert tickets. They're not buying new albums, but nobody's buying new albums because everything's digitized.
It's all streaming. Yeah. And I don't want you guys to change either. I love that answer from you. I got one more question for you, because I know you're a football fan. I know you love sports. There's a lot of talk right now Again, I'm a millennial, you're a baby boomer, that's your generation, and we got the Gen Z and everything going on right now. That's okay. But the Gen Z is talking about football changing as far as the Bucks, which is, where we're living right now. Me, Randy, Matt, all these guys, we're living in the Tampa area, and the Bucks are playing. And the Bucks are 8-9, and they're going to the playoffs, and they're hosting a playoff game. There's been a lot of talk about the Bucks hosting a playoff game because they won the division, even though the division was not good this year. But the Cowboys division wasn't good last year when the Eagles were terrible, and the Washington Redskins, not the Redskins, the Commanders, the football team last year, all these things going on. I want your opinion on how the divisions split up and the teams are split up, and it's a conversation with the NFL right now going on about the divisions, how it goes, and like winning your division and getting a chance to host a playoff game because the Bucks get to a playoff game and they're 8-9 and all these teams are not as good. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Even more importantly, I'm curious, do you want the Bucks back in your division?
Oh, I do.
You know what? I don't think it really matters. I mean, Tom Brady, I have to give the man credit, even though he's hated in many places. He finds a way to win games. And
I used to hate him also. Listen, I'll tell you. Before I played with him, Tom Brady, I used to hate Tom Brady. I thought they won too much. I thought it was cheating. I thought it was this, that, and other. And I played with him, and I was like, it's hard to do what he does year in and year out for 20 plus years and do what he does. I think the system is set up perfectly. I think the NFL is set up perfectly, and I love how they handle things. So I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Well, it's that man can throw. I mean, he's really an accurate passer, and a lot of these guys just kind of throw it up there and hope the guy's going to run under it or whatever.
Yes.
And I mean, the Buccaneers had a great back in the days of Warren Sapp. Back and that was the '80s, I think. I mean. Tampa,
no, it was
Tampa
the 2000s.
Was the defense.
You're Asian, Randy.
Yeah,
now with the 80s.
James, you're aging me a little. It was in the 2000s. They won the 2002 Super Bowl with Warren Sapp.
Okay, well, I guess I'm. Yeah. Well, I'm 73 years old, and I've been an NFL fan since I was born. So I might get my years mixed up a little bit today. Plus, I had a couple of drinks at lunch, which is why we had to postpone this whole thing in the first place. So
no worries. Let's talk about Styx coming to Orlando on Wednesday, which we're hoping to be there. Then you're driving down South Florida, Fort Myers on the 19th, Melbourne on the 20th. What's it like to get back out on the road, to still be on the road?
It's astounding that the demand for this band, whose major record success was in the 70s and the early 80s, to see that the people, well, we were known for putting on great shows, and we've lost some of key elements of the band, but we found tremendous replacement parts. And I've been there from the beginning. Tommy Shaw has been there for the most part since the beginning. And our drummer Todd grew up in Chicago, and Styx was his favorite band, and his goal was to be there. And in Modern Drummer magazine, he's voted like the #1 rock drummer in the world. So we have an astounding drummer, and Lawrence Gowan was a Canadian superstar, and Dennis DeYoung got tired of being on the road, and Lawrence was coming and just done an amazing job there. Ricky Phillips is a rock star, played with Coverdale Page, played in Bad English, played with the Babies, and his sister is Steven Spielberg's main producer for every damn film that Steven Spielberg has ever made. Kathleen Kennedy, that's Ricky's stepsister. So I mean, we've got a tremendous pedigree in this band right now. And we, I'll put this band on stage against anybody, put them up there. Gene Simmons, bring your long tongue out, and we're ready for you.
Good stuff. What's it like for you, now? You're in a car, you're walking, through a store or whatever, and you hear a Styx song, either on the radio or through the speakers. What's it like for you when you still hear that?
It's certainly very deja vu that, we were. All we were was trying to write good, if not great, songs, and make great records, and hope that we'd find a way to break it through, so it would we would reach the ears of people that appreciated it. Because a lot of times there's great records that get buried because they don't have the right management, they don't have the right record company, this, that, and the other thing, and we've been fortunate we've been lucky, like Clint Eastwood said in The Unforgiven. It's my favorite movie, and they talk about what he says in that movie. He says, how did you kill all those guys without getting? And he goes, I was lucky, and I say I was lucky because I was born at the right time in the right place with the right stuff, and Styx itself kind of was. The genesis of Styx was at the right time in the right place. There was a lot of dumb luck there, but we took advantage of that and made it into something, and people want to come back and sort of that Styx.
We are talking to James Young.
The music of Styx. Yeah, let me shut up for a minute. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I keep talking. People want to listen to you, not me.
Yeah, well, the 70s was really the golden era of classic rock. I mean, we did a ton of shows with Kansas. I loved, a bunch of their songs, Wayward Son, and Point of No Return, and a bunch of stuff that they did. We loved playing with Kansas, and we did a lot of shows where we opened for ZZ Top. That was phenomenal. I love those little band, old band from Texas, and so we got a chance to sort of be a part of classic rock as it was happening, and we benefited from that. And so I look back on our, Come Sail Away is a classic song, and it's always going to be there. Renegade has been used in countless different spaces, and on television and movies and film, whatever. And when Tommy sings that first one, I know, Mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law, the crowd goes crazy because they know it's coming.
Absolutely.
And that, that song, Tommy wrote it. It was when he brought it in. It was he was going for an Alan Parsons thing with it. I said, I put my foot down. I said, we need a heavy rock song, and this is a perfect start for us to just go, step on the gas pedal right after that opening and never let up. And that's what that song does on the record. And so we were smart enough to not screw up the opportunities we had.
You started playing musical instruments at a very young age. I think it was like 4 or 5. And I'm sure you dreamed this dream, but could you have ever dreamed this life and what it has become?
I'm as I say, I go back to Clint Eastwood, and I've been lucky to be born at the right time in the right place on the south side of Chicago, where I went to school with African Americans and the children of the great blues artists of the previous era. Bo Diddley's families, I'm friends with them. Willie Dixon's family, I'm friends with them, and they've embraced me, and I've embraced them, and I just got a chance to. There was a lot of luck involved in everything we did, but unfortunately, and some people look lucky in the face and they screw it up, whereas we, for the most part, took advantage of it, and that's why we're still here today.
So James, this is Matt here. One of the greatest things about being a part of the show is we get to interview people who leave legacies behind. Obviously, you on the guitar, and Tom Brady and the football, and other celebrities. My contribution to society is I invented the pizza diet. I became a professional bodybuilder eating pizza in a mission to change the image of pizza from junk food to health food globally, to change lives. And being from Chicago, I got to know, is it Chicago or New York style? Or, since you've traveled the world, what is your favorite pizza on earth?
Well, I'm not that picky. I love Chicago pizza. I love the deep dish New York pizza. I'll take a thin crust pizza on a certain day of the week. But I mean, pizza's a great invention and a great combination of elements. And I eat pizza every night. It's great for my singing voice because I got a lot of nice greasy stuff. Kind of lubricates my throat when it's dry from doing the interviews and talking all day long. And so I'm a pizza man. And everybody else, most of the guys in Styx were at least half. Panazzo Brothers, pure Italian. Dennis Young, half Italian. And but there was but the bands I was in previously had Italian. I mean, we were a lot Italian. I mean, the south side of Chicago was a melting pot of the ethnicities and between white and black. Absolutely. As I said, Bo Diddley's kids was friends with and went to school with them. So it's all kind of. I was exposed to a lot of great things growing up in the South Side of Chicago, and so it all kind of helped me figure out what I was supposed to do.
So the next important question, next Wednesday in Orlando, before or after the concert, how many pizzas do you want delivered to backstage?
Well, if I'm going to fit into my stage clothes the next night, it better just be one or two. So,
well, 1 or 2 pizzas per person?
No, I think one or two, a pizza or two for the band, a pizza or two for the crew, and we'll be all set. Yeah.
All right.
Done.
We will deliver
the world's healthiest pizza. 6
pizzas, maybe 8. Well, 8. I'll eat 1 on the way up. So 7 pizzas to you guys next Wednesday.
Probably 6. I might.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to
James,
it.
Thank you very much for your time.
My sister lived in Tampa forever with her husband, who was a Marine colonel. And the 2 daughters of that, one has become a Navy doctor, and the other one is a lawyer in the Army. So we get the military background from my oldest sister here. So
as a veteran, I love it. Yeah. I love it. Anytime you're in Tampa, it'll be closer for the pizzeria, but we will deliver pizzas to you guys next Wednesday in Orlando.
I look forward to that.
Awesome.
Thanks, James. I appreciate your time, sir. James Young from Styx, legendary. Legendary. I don't listen to a whole lot. You know that. I listen to Styx.
Yeah.
I hate the word legend. Legendary.
Legend.
And a big football guy. Like I said, I met him down at a Super Bowl in Miami. A great guy. Looking forward to that next week. They are in Orlando on Wednesday, Fort Myers on Thursday, Melbourne on the 20th. And who knows, we may go to all 3.
Wow.
Well, Randy, I want to say on the show.
You know, I do want to say
something on the show.
Is he doing it on purpose?
No, he's moving down.
He's
moving down.
Are you doing this on purpose?
He doesn't know.
We didn't talk about
he
this.
Doesn't know.
I know you hate the word legendary.
You know,
I know you
hey, rookie. Hey, rookie. Rookie.
I did that already.
Rookie. Do you understand what you're doing, rookie?
He doesn't get it.
How about put the mic down so we can hear you?
You got to put your helmet on to play the game, son.
Fair enough.
I love you.
Well, y'all ain't been in the game, so you don't know what it's like to have your mouthpiece out. But anyway, hey, Randy, I know you hate the word legendary, and I know you hate that word getting tossed around. And as much as me, I like to fuck with you.
Thought you didn't just say that.
Mess with you. Mess with you. First of all, you cursed on the show 2 weeks ago.
I did.
I don't want to hear it. You did.
I did.
We can play it back.
We can play it back.
But also, you are a legend.
He did say duck.
Duck. You're a legend, and we appreciate you. You do a great job. And so we're thankful for you and this show and everything we're doing. Knockout Radio. It's amazing. Good job.
I appreciate it.